Hey guys, welcome to the Field of 68 YouTube channel. If you like what you see here, hit that subscribe button and you'll get more college basketball content just like this.
I'm going to try to ask that question here so that the people tuning in actually get an answer to that question. Rob, is Illinois an actual Final Four contender?
Yes. Yes. Without a doubt, yes. There's no
Tell
question
us
in my
why.
mind, yes.
I got to hear why
Um,
here.
because they can give you different looks. They can play Coleman Hawkins at the 5. They can play Dane Danger at the 5. They can really defend. They can score in transition. They can play in the half court. They have two different guys that can win games on their own, and that's not even including Coleman Hawkins when he plays at his best. I think that they are a little bit more inconsistent than would make me feel comfortable like going all in on them. But I think that this is a very, very good team with a very, very high floor that also has a ceiling. Like I just, to me, they're one of the top 12 teams in it. Even with this loss, man, I'm probably still going to have them ranked in the top 10. And I think if you're ranked in the top 10, you're good enough to win 4 games in March. And we'll get to this in a little bit, but like there are some things that go along with their numbers to me and how good they are on both ends of the floor that kind of raise that ceiling. I'm in on the Illini. It's worrying that they went through like the defensive struggles they had, especially in the second half tonight. But I mean, that's going to happen. Sometimes you just got to tip your cap to the other team and say, boo booey. You know what? He carved up Purdue and Illinois. Like, let's put some respect on his name, man. That boo booey's doing things.
You were nodding too, McCall. Are you actually buying Illinois to be that type of team? Because I'll be honest with you guys. I think it's a Sweet 16 team that I would be surprised if they were one of the last 8 standing. It would surprise me. I know where they're ranked. I get where they're ranked. But to me, they gave up 20 points in a 4.5-minute span tonight to Northwestern. Boo Boo, he's not just one of the best guards in the conference, he's one of the best guards in the country. But McCall, they're as good as they sometimes can be, and that's the Final Four upside, is as tough as sometimes they can be with shot selection and just certain lapses in games. That's why I have some trust issues with them big picture. And frankly, Brad Underwood hasn't been able to break through in March Madness at Illinois.
Yeah, and again, I think Tennessee's really good. You know, giving up to 86 to Tennessee like they did earlier in the season. But I still don't know if we've seen this team with the Terrence Shannon situation and everything that's transpired. I just don't know that we've seen this team at its best. And I think we've all said this, that you could make a case that Terrence Shannon was the second best player in this conference at multiple different times. I mean, we'll never take Zach Edey off that throne. If Zach Edey wasn't in the league, you know, could he take that? But I just don't think that we've seen them complete yet. And there's still a lot of basketball to be played. They're trying to work him back into this mix. This has been a huge distraction for them in their program. So obviously the tournament comes down to matchups, everything like that. I think the talent is definitely there. I think the talent is no question there. You know, the loss to Maryland, you know, and then they turn around and they beat Michigan and Rutgers and they lose tonight. It's like, okay, figure some stuff out. You got Indiana and Ohio State coming up. Like, where is this team at in 2 weeks from now? I think it could look completely different than they do right now.
You know, it's interesting. You look at the Big Ten now, and you've got Wisconsin at 7-1, Purdue, who's won 4 in a row and is now 18-2 overall at 7-2, Illinois at 5-3, and Northwestern at 5-3. And then there's a whole cluster, frankly, in the middle of this league. Do you think, Rob, you're on an island here a little bit, but do you think, hey, the Illini are definitely the second best team in the Big Ten? Because if you're talking Final Four, they better be, or because Wisconsin's in first place in this league.
Yeah, I mean, I think Illinois is. I would trust them more than Wisconsin in the NCAA tournament. I'm not quite as high on Wisconsin as some other people. I don't necessarily love the firepower they have offensively. I would have them as the second best team in this league. I think it's Purdue, then it's Illinois, slightly above Wisconsin, slightly above Northwestern, and then it's kind of everybody else once you get past that.
You know, I will say this, McCall. The Big Ten has gotten this rap like defensively oriented, rugged basketball, physical, and there's a lot of that gets played. But for all that we criticize the Big Ten on, you have to acknowledge the fact that this league has 3 of the top 9 most efficient offenses in college basketball. Like, Purdue's 1, right? Illinois is at 9th. Wisconsin's up to 6th. Wisconsin, I'm going to respectfully disagree with you, Robin. I don't know how you feel.
I listened to you guys last night. I don't like if they hadn't lost at Penn State, and I know they lost, and they gave up a ton of points. Coming out of the Tennessee Providence games, they were the hottest team in the country.
Yeah. I
they were
agree.
the hottest team in the country.
And what you have to like about them is they have 5 guys, but you're disagreeing.
No, I hear what you guys are saying. I just can't get the ass whooping they took at Providence and the ass whooping they took at Arizona out of my head. Like, yeah. Thank you for watching the Field of 68. If you've enjoyed what you've seen here, hit that like button, share this link with your friends, or check out the description for some other places that you can consume Field of 68 content.